Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is now complete, leaving fans wanting more. More of the great stuff in this series, like Sam's relationship with Bucky, Isaiah Bradley, and Zemo. I'm talking hours 2, 3, and 4 of that dancing. But also more answers about the intent behind this series, its Flag Smashers subplot, and some peculiar loose ends, like the vaccines, and the weird killing off of a named actress without giving her a single line of dialogue, which I had speculated to be a deleted storyline on this show. Well, we did just get some thought-provoking confirmations from series creator Malcolm Spellman, the talent behind everything you loved on this series, and now tasked with writing the 4th Captain America movie following Sam Wilson. And according to Spellman, yes, there was a deleted storyline from this show, though he seems reluctant to say how connected it was to the pandemic. Either way, I'm gonna break down what we know about this deleted plot. But first, some background. So halfway through this series, I began to pick up in my episode breakdown some editing inconsistencies, like a larger than usual reliance on dubbed dialogue with the Flag Smasher scenes compared to the scenes where it was clear they just shot what was initially scripted. I mean, it's hard to know for sure because movies and TV shows use ADR all the time. Pretty much any time there's an over-the-shoulder shot, the character facing away from us is moving their jaw or gesturing in a way that doesn't perfectly match the cut. But there is some glaring evidence that something big in this series was changed. Clear glitches in the Matrix, folks. The actress Veronica Falcon was cast as the Flag Smasher matriarch Mama Donya Madani, and despite Falcon's known reputation from roles in Perry Mason and the upcoming Jungle Cruise film with The Rock, her character was just weirdly killed off and left with no dialogue whatsoever. And then I pointed out how her cause of death is just kind of brushed off as tuberculosis in an exposition dump line from Dr. Nagel that was clearly dubbed in later via ADR.
But a couple of days ago, she called and asked if I could help someone named Donya Madani. Poor woman has tuberculosis. Typical of overpopulation and displacement camps like that.
Additionally, episode 2 shows Bucky discovering that the Flag Smashers were stealing vaccines, clearly labeled on those large shipping crates, and then they were never brought up again. On top of other weird stuff, like Sharon in episode 4 having unexplained cuts on her lip and knuckles, despite those wounds not appearing in an earlier scene in that day, a scene where much of her dialogue does not match her lip movement.
You killed the golden goose. Madripoor's about to get real nasty.
And now that we know that Sharon is the power broker, it's not likely she would have been beaten up after that. So my theory was that there might have been some subplot related to the pandemic, or some bioweapon that someone at the studio worried might look too similar to COVID-19, and it was changed to avoid the appearance of a suggestion that a global virus might have been engineered from an Asian country, even a fictional Asian country like Madripoor. But again, none of that has been confirmed. But then, after the finale, Malcolm Spellman was asked about this by Amon Warman on the Fade to Black podcast.
There's been a lot of talk over the last few weeks about a lost storyline due to the pandemic. If so, what was that storyline and how much rejigging did you guys have to do?
I've been told to stop saying that. For you, I'm going to say it because I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It had nothing to do with the pandemic. I want to see if we can get some of the writers and do a book run on it. I think Kevin Duggan, but I've been told to stop talking about that.
Interesting. So, Spellman confirms that there was some deleted storyline, and yes, he does say here that it had nothing to do with the pandemic, but he also cryptically says, I've been told to stop saying that, and he repeats, I've been told to stop talking about that. Almost as if he had been telling people that there was some deleted pandemic storyline, maybe in jest, maybe in truth, and someone at Disney told him to keep a lid on that. The deleted storyline might have had less to do with COVID-19 than it's being made out to. The vaccines could have just been for the general health of the refugees the Flag Smashers were trying to help. But no one can deny that something happened with Veronica Falcon's character here. And Spellman teases that whatever this storyline was, it was something that he loved, and he wants to see written out. It's almost like he's defending it. And he even further confirmed with Deadline that the part of his vision that he wants to see written out as a book in this mystery storyline is this mystery storyline that had to be deleted, that he can't talk about. But before we continue, thanks to Displate for sponsoring this video. Displate makes high quality art prints on metal. They have lots of great artist designs from the worlds of gaming, anime, and comics, including a new exclusive collection of officially licensed Falcon and Winter Soldier posters. Check out some of my favorite displays using the link in the description. You'll also get a sweet discount. So they mount on your wall with a magnet. No tools needed, no holes in the wall. With Displate, you can build collections of the things you're passionate about right on your wall. With every Displate that you buy, you plant one tree through Displate's partnership with the nonprofit Trees for the Future. Check out some of my favorite Marvel, DC, and Star Wars Displates and get your own using the link in the description and get a special discount. You'll be supporting our channel and making some major upgrades to your walls, so click that link and get your own Displate. Now, it's clear that Donya died from some kind of illness, but I highly doubt it was TB. But it might have been also very unlike COVID-19, but someone at the studio just worried it might remind people too much of it anyway. But while we're speculating on what this deleted storyline was, we have to assume that Donya and Carly's relationship was designed to connect to the rest of the show. Like, if you look at the deeper themes that Spellman wanted to address in the series, look to Isaiah Bradley, an elderly test subject of super soldier serum, a person of color cruelly experimented on by his government, and then incarcerated, forgotten, erased. Interesting how in this same podcast interview, Spellman hints that there was more to that super soldier serum history with Isaiah and Hydra before Dr. Nagel that they were not able to get to.
I know the founding principle was we had to limit the scope. Like, we felt like Hydra infiltrated whatever program had Isaiah was not a Hydra program. Hydra infiltrated and got it, and we felt like the knowledge of who knew and who didn't for the logic to work had to be contained, because once too many people know, then the people who would get him out would have known, and then also how did that nurse declare him dead? So I can't remember how deep into S.H.I.E.L.D. that got. We went into the history on the when Zemo had the book on the Winter Soldier program, and him knowing like the list of scientists who have built the serum. Oh, there was even a dude, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go back.
Yeah, that other serum scientist dude before Spellman cuts himself off. Who was that, and who did he experiment on? Could Donya Madani have been a parallel figure to Isaiah Bradley? As the matriarch of a militant group, could she have had a past connected to the super soldier history, with similar experimentation scarring her with a weakened immune system, especially vulnerable when the world's population doubles and allows diseases to spread more rapidly, but unfortunately not have access to a vaccine? Carly's departure from the power broker Sharon Carter was kind of left a mystery, something vaguely talked about but not shown. Maybe Carly was a soldier for hire for Sharon the way Sam was a contractor for the US government. And the way Isaiah Bradley opened Sam's eyes to the truth of the super soldier serum could be the way Carly's eyes were opened by Donya Madani, leading to Carly adopting the philosophy of Madani's Flag Smashers organization, making Sam and Carly parallel figures, explaining why and Sam connected on the level they did, why Carly felt so betrayed when Sam shows up wearing those colors, giving greater weight to why Sam refused to fight back, why he cradled her like an angel delivering her to the afterlife. It is clear Spellman intended The Falcon and the Winter Soldier to be a story about soldiers struggling over whether to fight for leaders who just view them as expendable, and whether enhancing their combat skills would play into the inhumanity of that authority. And I think it's possible for Carly's real storyline to be meant to be part of that message. But what do you think this deleted storyline was? Support this channel by checking out our great merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything Marvel. Thanks for watching. Bye.